if you just want the pussy. Well, we got some options for you. Just don't turn into a freaking infomercial. Like we got new pussy, we got old pussy, we got foreign pussy. That's better. Okay. And we're live.
We're back.
You know what's going on. It's the Unpopular Podcast. It's the cameraman in the building. It's Randall in the building. And it is May 15th. There you go.
Birthday was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday, Davian.
Appreciate you, man. I'm 29.
29 years old. You old as shit now.
Old as shit now.
Okay, you're about to be in the 30s club, just like me. About to be in the 30s club.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 30 in July.
I'm about to be 30.
What are we doing for my 30th birthday? Real talk. That didn't sound right because that sounds like a child thing.
What would you like to do for your 30th birthday?
Is that a rhetorical question? Is that a rhetorical question?
No,
don't ask me that.
No, it's a literal question.
Davian, do you not know your friend?
No, I'm not asking in a sense for like whether I know my friend or not.
Davian, do you not know your friend, Davian? Just like Davian, don't even play that game.
All right.
Do you not know your friend?
I know you.
You know me.
I know. Yeah, so we good. I know what you like to do.
Pause.
I know what you like to do.
Pause. Can you say it? Can you define it?
I know what he like to get into.
Pause, David. Could you just say it out loud? Don't say it like that.
It's the party,
David. Oh my God. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna let you. I'm not even gonna entertain that. But anyway, long story short, we're both getting old now.
Yeah.
And we've been friends now. Damn, 10 years now, dude. I met you when you were 19.
Wow.
I was 19. I was 20. You were 19.
Lord.
It's been a minute.
Oh man, shit is crazy. Shit is really crazy.
Yeah, but it was good times though.
I remember these times. This damn Cheesecake Factory, man. When I first met you, I remember just the time, the space that I was in.
Yeah.
Really. In that year when I was 19, I was at home. I wasn't at college. I went to college, but I wasn't at college.
Mm-hmm.
I was working, you know. I was living at home with my grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, I had just stopped living on the main street where my dad lived.
The main street, okay.
We live on Main Street, whatever, on Drake Street. Corner of Main and Drake, whatever.
I don't know what that is though, so.
It's on Main Street. They got big buildings on there. You live in Boundbrook.
Yeah.
So on Main Street, whatever, they got a big building, and then across the street, they got a building, and then there's the building that burnt down that they still haven't rebuilt yet.
Oh, yeah. Yo, the crazy thing is,
on the same block where the car dealership still is.
Yeah. One of my old coworkers from my last job, he apparently knew the guy that started the fires.
That's crazy.
He knew the guy that started the fires. Apparently, he had him on Facebook, and he actually he literally was writing on his Facebook page he's gonna do it, and people didn't believe him. That's wild. Until he actually did it.
That's absolutely wild.
I remember when it actually happened. The smoke actually got to my house.
I remember when we already were living there or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was at work at the time. I think I was working at Chopper. And I could see the shit from the freaking front door.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that? Shit was burning.
Shit was on fire.
Shit was on fire. And then I seen a video from my friend on Facebook. And he was close as hell, and I was like, "Oh shit!
This shit's on fire.
It was on fire, nigga. The whole street
was covered in
on fire,
covered in smoke.
Both sides of the street. I said, "What the hell?"
Damn, nigga, who did that shit?
Nigga, the fire was on the parade that day. shit. That wasn't scheduled.
House fires are fucking crazy because like I don't know if like if you were at Cheesecake when it happened to me. I'm not sure. Like were you there? I don't think you were there.
I don't think I was there yet.
Nah.
No, this was by the time I got there. I think you were already in the hotel. Maybe
I was probably in the hotel. Yeah,
probably in the hotel.
I'm not going.
At some point, you guys had moved to that other apartment in Bamberg.
No, it was when first we were in the hotel. We then moved into Bridgewater Oaks. It's like right by the mall. It's that apartment complex. And then we had moved into an apartment, a smaller one, like in actual Boundbrook, like by that Drake Street you're talking about.
Yeah. I remember too.
We had moved there. The apartment was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
But real talk, the hotel I was staying at for like a month, that shit was lit. I felt like a king because I had my own room and like separate from my parents.
King bed, queen bed.
No,
so we just kicked up, feet up,
bro. Dead ass. I think I may have had a king size bed, and I was laid out like a fucking starfish, just like chilling like a fucking king, bro. And my room, like my bedroom, had a walk-in bathroom.
Oh, word.
It had a walk-in bathroom with literally 2 sinks, a tub, and a shower.
Oh wow.
It was fucking lit, bro. But the crazy thing was that like
close to your parents' room?
Yeah, my parents. Well, no, it was in the same kind of building, like the same like kind of spot. It was just across the whole like living room like base area. You know what I'm saying?
Living room base area.
Yeah, like it was basically like so you walk in, it had like a main like room area. It had like a walk-in kitchen or open concept kitchen, excuse me, and then a living room, TV, all kinds of other bullshit. My room was here, and their room was over here and shit, right? And there's been a couple of times it's happened to me. So
hotel. This is all in a hotel.
It was in a hotel. It was I think it was like a Hilton, like a Hampton hotel.
Okay.
It was weird, but like long story short. There was a couple of times where my parents had gone to work. I was still sleeping, right? I was like knocked out, just chilling about my own business. Bro, there was some like cleaning ladies that came in, but they didn't know that I was sleeping. So they came into my room while I was sleeping, and they basically woke me up. And a couple of them, it was like an older white lady and an older Spanish lady that did it, and they saw me sleeping. And I woke up because they opened the door and they like screamed and freaked out. They're like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry. Like I didn't know that you were in here." It was because my parents didn't put like the do not disturb thing on the door, so they just opened the door and just assumed that I wasn't home.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You feel me? Because they have their own keys into every apartment, into every like hotel. And I stayed there for a month. Got free breakfast every day. That shit was lit.
That shit lit, man. That shit sound like some fucking. You know what? You sound like you was living the sweet life of Zach and Cody. Man.
I did ask was for a little bit.
I'm thinking about the set, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. How you walk in and they got the living room and the kitchen area for me and the little window by the. So you can see out in there.
It was basically that
the room over here, and they got the room over here.
It was basically that concept, but it was probably like it was that concept, but it was probably like times 5 in terms of like quality.
I mean,
the kitchen wasn't as
from one angle.
no, but the kitchen wasn't as small as the one on that show. It was actually a lot bigger.
Right.
It's probably the size of like even my kitchen. I'm not gonna hold you.
Oh wow! So damn.
I don't even know how they put that. I don't know how and why they even put that in a hotel.
It's a presidential suite, man. That's what that sounds like.
Probably.
What is blowing? I was in top suite in that.
And the insurance covered it.
That shit was on the top floor.
Yeah, top floor.
You feel me? Exactly. That shit was on the top floor. Yo, these niggas was living sweet life as like Cody.
Yeah, and the
what the fuck?
And the insurance covered the entire thing, but it was so fun.
Good ass insurance.
Yeah, it was so fun.
That is good ass insurance.
Stayed there for a whole month, and there was a restaurant right next door, so I was able to just like go over there anytime and get food.
That was insurance. What kind of insurance was that? That was insurance on your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Homeowners insurance.
Your homeowners insurance.
They covered it. This shit was lit. That was a fun time.
Oh wow.
See, Damien, like, and I want to go into a different topic. I want to go like deeper into the dating podcast episode we talked about, and I want to use this as an example of something that I missed out on in my dating experiences. Sure. So when my house burnt down, Everybody and their grandmother came to console me and help me out, support me, whatever other bullshit like that, and gave me a number of different things. Davian, when I tell you that I got like 100 bags, like plastic bags, just filled with clothes, to the point where, like, you remember the upstairs storage room at Cheesecake Factory? They filled all of they filled that entire room with all of the clothes.
I remember when it was like, yeah, Randall, you gotta get your clothes up out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, the fuck? It was just a way for people to get rid of their old clothes.
Yeah, I know.
But there was a girl there was a woman, I don't want to say girl, there was a woman that worked there that wanted to that basically whose brother had worked as a fireman and was actually at my house, so she was the first one to know, because like obviously like after a fire is put out, the firemen kind of call their families to make sure that they're okay and shit. And I remember, like, this is how dumb I was, and you called me out on this one day. Like, Randall, like, you're dumb as shit. Like, you don't realize that these girls, these women are, like, flirting with you, like, hard as hell. You just don't realize it, because you don't know how to engage back with them. You feel me? And this one chick, like, that was truly trying to comfort me in that whole process, one day she said, like, hey, like, I'm gathering a few things, for you and your family, where are you staying? And then I told her that I'm staying at this hotel, right? And she actually mentioned, like, now mind you, I was very depressed and very upset because I lost my home, and I'd also lost $600 I had saved up under my bed. Oh, long story short.
Good money.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off.
Good money.
But I remember telling her I was at the hotel, and then I said, "Oh, hey, but it's okay. You can just drop it off. You can just bring it here, and I'll bring it home." But she was trying to incentivize me to have me tell her where my hotel was because she wanted to come over. Nigga, I'll keep it real with you. I'm not trying to sound graphic right now. I was about to get some pussy. And I was missing out on it because my dumbass was so upset and depressed that I was like, no, I don't want to bother with nobody. I was dumb. You feel me? That shit pissed me off. And I was 21 at the time. Yeah. No, I was 20. Fuck it. I was 20 when that shit happened. That kind of bothered me. But you called me out on that shit and like it kind of pissed me off because like I was like, dude, how do you know that they're doing this? Like, how do you know, like, because like I thought that they were just trying to be annoying, but apparently that was them like actually flirting.
Absolutely, that shit is annoying. Like,
but I didn't get it.
Do you understand the concept of like you've seen like maybe like an old school movie where like the boy picks on the girl? Yeah, it's because he likes her. He's being annoying.
So you see, David, like now that I've read a little bit about like dating and mating among humans, I now understand that. But back then, I didn't get it. I actually now know why they do that. But like back then, I didn't get it at all.
Selectively, in order to get her attention, and then ladies do it the same way. Man.
It's like apparently there's like a level of like antagonizing between like people. And it's a demonstration of like actual interest, because what it actually means is that if a person is kind of like not necessarily like aggressively on your case, but they're just kind of like playfully like poking the bear every now and again, it actually means that they really care about you and they actually know that they can get away with it because you know what I mean, they're being playful about it, right? But the problem is a lot of people can misinterpret that as being malicious or malevolent, and they're looking to hurt you, and that's how I was. That's what I thought they were doing, but I didn't realize that like what they wanted in return was like kind of like a humorous sort of humility type response.
That's just what humans are, man. Yeah, we have so much of that, and that's an emotion and an experience that we don't talk about so much of.
Because a lot of it is actually
embarrassment.
Stuff like that. A lot of it is unconscious too. A lot of people don't realize that like a lot of our like mating behavior are actually unconscious things that we're doing that we're just obviously not aware of. So when you call it out, people are disconnected and they don't realize that their unconscious mind is actually doing it for them. So when you kind of point, if you're as aware as I am and you point it out, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I don't know what you mean that I'm unconsciously like doing this to you, which is a little bit of a turn off. If we'll be honest,
it can be, but it's you gotta understand the nature of it because it's meant to be playful and meant to be harmless. Yeah. So it's like you gotta, sometimes you gotta throw jeers back at people So it's a lot to a lot of weight to hold so much of what other people are doing onto you.
Yeah. Yeah,
sometimes you gotta let shit be, or find your way to. We were having this conversation another day, a different topic, but find your way to put your own out there. You know, like I said, say something back. You know, we're talking about
learn how to clap back.
Yeah.
Like,
when we were talking about the conversation we were having before was about like the energy. There's so much energy. Everything is created with energy or whatever. So it's like I'm putting out this energy. I've taken in so much energy. I mean, or so much of what else is coming at me.
You see, Davian, and here's the problem. And here's the problem, Davian, is that I hear what you're saying, but cognitively, I don't understand any of that.
Cognitively,
you're giving off that kind of energy, and like you gotta reciprocate the energy, and kind of play it back and this and that. Like Davian, I don't understand that.
It's not even
like my brain is wired like a scientist. Like when you say shit like that, I think literal energy, like energy that's used to light that bulb up.
Well,
I don't really get it. You know what I mean?
Continue to think about it like a scientist, because I think about it in other terms as well. Like, more so like kinetic or stationary energy, like energy at rest, energy in motion. Energy at rest, energy in motion, energy that creates heat, energy created to create other. Well, it doesn't create other things. It doesn't create anything else. But it's all about the transfer of energy. That's a term that I learned in science class. Energy transfers by changing its state.
And you know what's crazy, Davian? I really do think that like a part of my problem is that I'm a way too serious person. To some extent, and a lot of the people that I interact with, they know me as a super serious person. Like people have told me that like I look terrifying when I'm like just walking the streets and like I'm just standing stationary, because I have this very mundane, bland look on my face that in a way kind of says like, if you fuck with me, I will kill you, sort of look on my face. And people are afraid of me because of that. And I don't.
Where it comes from?
Huh?
So I don't know where you think that comes from.
What do you mean?
That look on your face. I don't know.
The defensiveness? David, it probably just comes from bullying. It probably came from, like, we talked about on the last, a few podcasts ago, where, like, my bullying past has trained me to be very defensive when people are playing and teasing me, because I never really learned not only how to clap back at people in a humorous way, but also how to differentiate when a person is actually being playful, like doing the, playful poking the bear, versus, like, I actually want to hurt you with these insults. I've never learned that. So, unfortunately, and I acknowledge this, when women have kind of done, like, the whole, like, I'm just gonna, like, kind of play with you, like, kind of push your buttons a little bit, just to kind of tease you a little bit, I still get a little bit defensive, where I'm like, bitch, are you trying to, like, fuck with me, or you actually just trying to be playful? I never learned how to differentiate the two. So a lot of the times when they're doing that, I get annoyed and irritated, and I give them that mean look on my face, because I just don't know where it's coming from. Is it coming from a good place? Is it coming from a bad place? Like, where is it coming from? You know what I mean? Because, like, I've said it before, and, like, it's not me trying to be cocky. I genuinely think, to some extent, some women are actually afraid of me. Because, like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, Davian, but, like, now that I've gotten older, I'm getting more and more compliments from women and stuff like that. And I don't believe it.
You don't believe it.
I've been told that I'm good looking, I got great hair, I got, handsome face, whatever the fuck it is, and honestly, I don't believe it.
You don't believe it because of the other reaction that you're getting from walking on the street, you saying?
That, and also because I've kind of been told growing up the exact opposite. Like, you're weird, you're ugly, you're a creep, you're this, that, and this, or whatever bullshit. So, like, when I get told that, I don't believe it at all.
I think about that so much too, and that's something to it's something that you've held on to for a while. And we've heard that from childhood. I mean, somebody told me a long time ago that I was so ugly that I created global warming.
What? Yeah. When was this?
When I was in like the 6th grade.
Damn!
I was born. Yeah.
These kids ain't shit.
Kids ain't shit. You know?
Kids ain't shit.
Adolescence is a terrible time to be because nobody has matured.
Yeah.
Nobody has matured, and you don't know shit as a kid when you're born.
You know, my mom always makes the joke that like every parent wishes that children would go from age 10 to 20, because from 10 to 20 we're fucking savages. Like we're like monsters. Like human beings between like 12 and like 16 are like the most horrific creatures on the planet.
To skip puberty would hurt though.
No. But like I'm saying, like just more of like the mentality, like the mental maturity of that time frame. They want that gone. It's like, can you just be 12 and have the maturity of a 20-year-old, not the maturity of a 14-year-old or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, but
it's just a joke. Like, she doesn't mean it literally.
Yeah, I understand the immaturity part of it, but I think that's a part of adolescence because like you have to learn. Honestly, like you have to learn, and there's progression to that. To skip from 10 to 20 is there's a lot of steps in between it. I'll say.
Yeah.
Where you going? That's a 4th grader.
Yeah, it
is a 4th grader.
But yeah, like so that was me like growing up, and I mean again, I'm getting a little older, so I'm learning to accept it now. Like my longtime friend Sabrina has always told me that like, Randall, you need to learn how to accept more compliments because you don't know how to do it. You actually, and I didn't know you have to know how to accept the compliment. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you're gonna accept it.
You actually have to know how to accept the compliment, and like I never understood that shit. And she was the same one that also told me that like the second you get out of this neighborhood, like Bridgewater, Boundbrook, all that other bullshit, and you start going out into the world, you're gonna learn that like these women in the Bridgewater area, yeah, they may not care about you, but women in other parts of the world, they give a fuck about you. Absolutely. They will see you a lot differently.
Absolutely.
And she wasn't wrong, because right now at this point, I got like 6 Brazilian chicks in rotation. I didn't mean to say it like that, so bear with me. It's more of like I have a lot of different women that like that I interact with that you know find me attractive or whatever it is, and I'm just learning how to accept that. Yeah. So that's what it is. And mind you, they're all older than me. Every last one of them.
And you've had to mature into that, you know. Obviously, maybe they didn't. I mean, obviously they didn't know you when you were in your younger years when you said comments of you being ugly. I mean, but you didn't look the same.
I mean, yeah, to some degree. Obviously, my facial hair is like different, but like my actual facial structure hasn't changed much. I look like my mom. So that's what it is. Which is actually an interesting thing because apparently what they say is that when boys look like their mother, that's actually what makes them handsome for some reason. Like when you inherit like your mother's facial appearance, facial features, that's what makes you more attractive for some odd reason. That's apparently like what it is. You know what I mean? And it's also true that apparently like I think there's like a study that came out that said that apparently people that have more daughters are more attractive. So if you have multiple daughters, that means you're actually an attractive person. I don't know how real that is, and I'm about to research that myself, but it seems to be interesting.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
It is a crazy study.
But you know, when it comes to like, so let's talk about, for example, like attraction, right? And like what? So you know what? How about this? I'll be able to fully explain like the difference between like the initial attraction between the genders, and then what happens after that, because I think we have a problem in our culture where too many people are so hyper focused on the surface, at least the first level of like of dating and relationships, where they're only focused on this like the actual like surface level of that person, and not looking deeper. And this goes into what you're talking about the quality of the relationship and who that person actually is, and not just about what they have or what they can do, or you know the superficial things that they might bring into the relationship, right?
Right. Absolutely. Okay.
So like The thing about attraction is that that's only the first stage of all interactions between the genders. The genders obviously have their own evolved preferences and strategies when it comes to mating, when it comes to what they want in a partner, but that's only to get your foot in the door. So a lot of guys, for example, like, guys in the red pill space or just guys in general will talk about like, yo, bro, all you need is $100,000 and you'll get any bitch that you want, right? It's like that is true in the sense that it will get you in the door, but it won't keep her there, because rich men get divorced all the time. And what that should tell men is that it's not just about how much money you make or how much allowance you give her on a monthly basis.
Where you lead off at is your starting point, or is your like whatever your. This is why first impressions just mean so much. Wherever you jump from. When you hit the bar, whatever, that's your bar. You gotta hit that every time. You gotta meet that bar. Or you gotta present that. And people be falling off their game.
Yeah. And so, like, that's what I've been trying to tell guys before, where it's like, because again, going back to what I said before, pussy got a price tag, right? That's my motto. I might even get that shit fucking tatted. But anyway, that was just a joke. When I say that,
you gotta get it. If you gotta get it tatted, you gotta get a tag of a price tag that says pussy on it.
That's fair. But so what I mean by that, again, let me just kind of disclose it again. Like, I don't mean that like you just need to make $100,000 a year or seven figures a year and give a bitch like $10,000 a month in an allowance. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the concept of provider, which we all accept in the Western world, is literally based on 90% of it about providing material and financial support. That's what it boils down to in most instances. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the wealthiest man in the world, because number one, it's not possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just need to be financially secure and have enough money to necessarily support yourself and have money left over to then support and share with a family. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. So if that means if you live in the butt crack of Kansas and you make $70,000 a year and your family can live off of that, that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? I don't like how guys and like you and Lam have kind of like accused me of I think you guys have interpreted that phrase I say with thinking that a nigga's got to make $1 million a year just to get a woman.
No.
And I don't mean that.
No. Like I just said, whatever you jump for in the beginning is the bar that you're going for, right? Lasting impressions is what we're talking about, or the longevity is what we're talking about, really. And when we're not necessarily talking about the amount. I mean, not that it has to be $1 million, whatever.
It's the thought that counts.
But when you're talking about, I guess it's just a simple. It's oversimplified, and that's why it's aggravating, because we're simply just putting up money to pussy.
Yeah, but
and that in question invokes the price tag.
Right. And I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, like, it's still based on, because, like, again, Davian, the whole purpose of male and female coupling is the obvious biological drive to want to have sex and reproduce, right?
Right.
So that's why I kind of say that. So again, like other animals that engage in courtship, there usually is some sort of providing behavior that comes from the males in any way, whether it's providing the female food, providing her a shelter, providing her something of a resource that she can use that can benefit herself and then potentially the future children. Dude,
but I want you to understand. I absolutely understand the concept in which you are coming to it from, and I understand that maybe especially in education. They do what they can to teach you about sex and the reproductive stuff and how to be safe and all that, whatever. But the nature of how sex is portrayed in this world is not necessarily from that same framework.
Yeah. It's not framed from like a biological sense.
It's not about, like, when we're talking about pussy costs money, I'm not spending my money. I am. Matter of fact, I am. I am spending my money to keep this pussy as protected as I can, so it can be mine. You know what I mean? That's the price tag that I'm paying for it. You know what I mean? I'm paying ownership of this pussy. That's the price tag
and women will agree with that.
It's the reason. It's the reason behind the price tag. I'll say and that determines how big it is. You know? Now, I'll say, if you just want the pussy, well, we got some options for you. Just don't turn into a freaking infomercial. Like we got new pussy, we got old pussy, we got foreign pussy.
Right. So and then again, it also comes down to this uncomfortable truth that people just don't want to hear. It's like, bro, no matter what you think, no woman is letting a man fuck them for free. That's just the truth of reality. I don't care how much you say you love her and how much you want her and how much you dream of having a future with her. She's not letting you into her body for free. Yeah. You're giving her something, whether it is literal money or you are at least in theory or in thought promising a long-term relationship, which again is just an arbitrary concept because it's not written in stone. You can promise that, but shit happens in relationships and y'all break up.
Sure.
And then she gave you her body for free because you promised her commitment for 5 years, and then ain't nothing happened afterwards. Y'all broke up, no kids, no post-marriage payout or whatever the fuck because you guys weren't married. That's the problem. No woman is sleeping with any man without him paying some sort of a price, whether that is literally giving her a stack of money, buying her dinner, or promising her long-term commitment, which then continues on by giving her a 3-month salary diamond ring out the fucking ground. No woman is giving up her body to a man without any price being paid. Point blank, period, end of discussion. And every woman watching this podcast knows it to be true. They won't say it out loud, but they know that.
Let me hit you with something else, though. Because when I'm thinking about the culture already. And I'm thinking about the fact that sex is something that's been with us since the beginning of time. It's reproduction.
You know reproduction is older than humans, right?
Reproduction, exactly. Reproduction is older than humans. Exactly. And we continue to learn more about our interactions every day. Now, you've probably... When I'm thinking about the culture, you've probably had a conversation in high school, right? At the age of like 17, maybe. Or you've seen or heard of maybe scenarios in TV or what, I don't even know. But scenarios of you being 17, feel me? And it's like, nigga, you ain't getting no pussy.
Oh God, Damien, do we want to get into that conversation? Because I can go off. Do you want to? Because I'll do it right now. But just don't talk. I'll say it.
Let me finish. Though. 17 years old, and it's like, nigga, you ain't getting no pussy, type shit. Based on the concept of what we're talking about, right? What does a 17-year-old have any business having sex if they're not able to provide everything else,
right?
Pay the price tag that comes with that.
Well,
you know
well, that's
where's the because it's always a two-way street. I mean, where is the knowledge and the value of the woman that holds said pussy type shit? Adolescence.
Well, number one, Davian, adolescent sex is not appropriate to begin with, number one, and that's the toxicity within our culture in general, because, yes, our generation has been sexualized at 100%, and it's everything because of pornography to, you know, sexually related, like, film and TV shows and movies and music. 100%, like, we've been sexualized in that way, and again, as guys and as dudes, there is just an unfortunate reality where, especially when we're young and we're teenagers, and we have you know, raging hormones. The reality is that biologically, like, teenage boys are very sexually aggressive. That's just the nature of our biology. But that's the reason why we
hormones.
But that's the reason,
man. It's just everybody's going through it.
But that's the reason why we have a legally enforced cap on that behavior, where it's like, yeah, you can feel the way biologically, and it's a natural thing, but you're not going to engage in this behavior because you're not mentally ready for it yet. Especially because, like, one of my coworkers even told me this. He lost his virginity at 14, and he literally told me that, like, a couple of months ago, that he deeply regrets it because he wasn't ready for it yet. He didn't realize what he was actually doing. It was just, he just thought it was fun and enjoyable, and that's why he did it. But now that he's older, he's 26 now he says, like, I really do regret it because it wasn't a smart idea. Meanwhile, a guy like me, I lost my virginity when I was 25. So, like, was I 25? No, fuck that. I was 26. So my brain was fully developed when I first engaged in it, for the most part. Now, am I saying that all people should do that? No. You probably should be experienced or have some kind of experience by the time you're at least 22. To be completely honest, I think that's a fair enough age where it's like, you're not too young, but you're also not too old, because there is a little something kind of odd and kind of awkward about anybody, man or woman, being in their 30s and still being a virgin. There still is something kind of, like, inappropriate about that, where it's like, you're not doing something that, quite frankly, everybody should be doing. You know what I mean? It's a human universal activity that everyone does, or at least wants to do. That does obviously have proven, like, medical, like, health benefits to us, and it actually is just a part of our nature to do so.
Absolutely, I understand all of that. I mean, that's a part of the, especially if you have a partner, or if you if you have a partner, whatever obviously you have a partner, but, like, whatever level that partner is on with you, I mean, how frequently you have sex with that partner, that all has to do with the longevity of this price tag.
And I hear what you're saying about it, where it's like, yeah, like, so, like, you brought up the whole idea of, like, oh, like, if teenagers are doing it, which they shouldn't, obviously, where does the price tag come in? That's where the price tag, in that context, even though it's not appropriate, is the promise of a future relationship. That's really what it is. Because, obviously, in that situation, teenagers typically don't have money, for the most part. Now, having said that, there is some real truth in the fact that, like, especially when I was in high school,
they don't got no money, and you have, so...
No. But let me get into it. Like, the reason why I say that, like, that may not be the case, because when I was in high school, a lot of the kids, including some of the freshmen, they actually had bread. Like, I knew kids that had, like, stacks of money, but that was only because, let's keep it real here, they were selling drugs. They were selling, like, some pretty heavy, like, they weren't, like, selling weed. They were selling, like, hard shit. Like, I knew kids that, like, that literally got their hands on, like, coke and, like, heroin. So they were, like, selling that kind of stuff. So they had bread. And they were probably spending it in that way. But in general, when you're in that kind of situation and you don't have any kind of responsibilities, and you're being cared for by an adult authority figure, it's a little different. When you're an adult in the real world, that's when the reality of the price tag comes into play, because now realistically you're on your own.
Yeah, I understand.
And you have to kind of fend for yourself in a way.
And I think about that, like, because for some people that's a reality when you turn 18.
Yeah.
You know, you're already fending for your own by the time you turn 18. People get kicked out of their house. Some people go off to college and do whatever they do. But now you're no longer in high school, and you're a legal adult. Who's able to vote. Who's able to get a job and pay taxes.
And let me say one last thing, David, about the whole price tag thing, especially when it comes to, like, underage people, or at least young people in general, David. The price tag may not come now, initially, but the price tag post getting some pussy is going to come to you whether you want it to or not. Because if, for example, you're an 18-year-old and you meet another 18-year-old and you guys don't have any kind of money, but you guys find love and you guys get into a relationship, you guys have sex, obviously, she gets pregnant, that's where the price tag comes in, because you're paying for that baby. You feel me? So that's what I mean by that. So the price tag, at some point in time, you're going to get a bill.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by that.
No,
like whether you want to hear it or not, that bill is going to hit you in the face at some point in time. And my dad says it all the time. It's like, you get served what you deserve.
No, I understand.
And you're paying that shit, whether you want to or not.
We're just hitting it from two different perspectives when we're putting it. Like, pussy costs money. So it's like, yeah, pussy costs money. So it's like when you gonna pay for it in some way, shape, or form.
At some point in time.
Now, the nature in which we observe sex is not always is I mean, obviously this is reproduction. I mean, but the nature in which we observe sex is not always is a simple 1-2 punch.
What do you mean?
It's not as simple. We don't always look at sex just as this baby.
Yeah.
Sex is some people look at sex like it's fun.
Yeah.
We enjoy it.
We're very different than other animals where we well, you know what? No. We I can't say that because it's not true. We're not the only animals that have sex for pleasure.
No.
Actually, we're not. Bonobos do it. Dolphins do it. A number of different animals do it. Actually, shockingly enough, we're not the only animal that has sex just for fun.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough.
I know.
And even the ones that do, like bonobos, for example, bonobos have sex over resources. So they're still having sex on the basis of like a price tag.
I understand.
You feel me?
That's another reason why people pay the price tag, because some people just want to have sex for fun.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And again, Davian, when I say it like that, pussy got a price tag, Davian, I don't mean. I'm only saying that just to kind of be a rage baiter. I'm just saying this just to fuck with you. Like it's just the language and how I talk.
You're a devil's advocate, man. You fucking.
You feel me? Like, I'm not saying it because I mean it literally every single time. It's just like at the end of the day, Davian, whether men want to admit it or not, one of the primary reasons why we want to deal with women is because we want sex. Like regardless of how unpolitically correct that is, or politically incorrect that is, Davian, when a man interacts with a woman, Davian, the primary thing on his mind is to get laid.
Yeah,
and then relationship and marriage usually comes like afterwards, if not, and then sometimes not ever. It's either one of two different things. You sleep with the girl, you sleep with the woman, and then you want a relationship afterwards, or you sleep with her and you move on. But at the end of the day, the first thing on that list when you see a hot girl at a bar is possibly sleeping with her.
Some people wait.
No. Yes, you wait, but that doesn't mean that your mind is not in that headspace. You'll wait until you're in the relationship, but it's still on your mind.
No, that's what I'm saying. Some people even wait longer than that. Some people wait till they're married.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And it's also what's crazy about that too is that like people.
That's what I'm saying. In the same way of like some people wait. You know. I'm paying for the pussy, and I ain't even get the pussy yet.
Well, that's where the whole concept of the investment comes in, because you can't and it's true, which is also kind of crazy because one of the things I know that's like a really interesting like odd thing that men do is that men will complain, for example, about the waiting period that women will put on them, where it's like, hey, you know, like I do like you and I am interested in you, but I don't necessarily want to sleep with you just yet. Like, you know, I would like to go on at least a couple of dates, maybe like 4 or 5, to get to know you a little more, so I can trust you and feel safe with you. And then if that happens, then obviously we can take it to that level. But until then, I'm not going to sleep with you. And a lot of men would be like, you selfish bitch, and like I'm spending all this money on these dates or whatever the fuck, and like I gotta wait 5 dates, which could take 2.5 months or however many months or whatever it is before I get some pussy. But then the opposite, if a woman's like, you know what, I'm a little older, or you know what, I like you that much, I'm not waiting, and you know what, if you want to hook up, like let's do it. She's easy, she's sleazy, she's disgusting, she's a slut. You probably do that with every other guy that you dated in the past. So it's like, for women, it's a lose-lose situation. If she makes you wait, because she says, oh, I have respect for myself and I want to make you wait, she's selfish and rude, because you're spending, let's say, $200 in total over 5 dates. and then you don't, and then you may or may not get pussy afterwards, right? But if she says, "Oh hey, like after the first date, yo, like let's go back to your place, and let's fuck," and she's labeled a slut, or she's easy, or she's disgusting. It's like, what do they do? They're losing either or, and you know who, someone that we helped more recently. That's his mindset. That's how he thinks. If she gives it up too easy, she's disgusting and sleazy. But if she makes him wait 90 days, she's selfish, and she's only putting that restriction on him because her last boyfriend took advantage of her.
This is why I have such a problem when you say pussy costs money. My ultimate rebuttal to that is stop spending money on pussy.
Again, David, when I say that, David, I don't mean literally you're giving her money like a prostitute. No. I'm saying the investment is what's then accumulate where you'll then get a return on the investment. No, if you go on hold on a second. If you go on 5 dates with a girl and you spend $300 on all those dates in total, right? That is an investment that didn't last necessarily very long, but you're hoping, because the reality is that you're not entitled to pussy no matter how much money you spend anyway. You could spend $300 over 5 dates, and she could say, "Yeah, I don't really want to continue this anymore, so like I'm just gonna stop talking to you."
Yeah, no,
that's the reality, and men get mad about that. Men get bitter and angry, and they'll scream and yell, and they'll try to sue the bitch for money back.
Yeah, my language is a little bit more figurative than I'm saying it, but it's like what I'm saying is that you have to stop spending money on pussy and start investing in women.
Okay. Again, guys, I'm just being a devil's advocate. I'm just saying some rage bait shit. I actually agree with how he says it. I'm just a jackass. I'm the asshole on the podcast. He's the more sensible one on the podcast. That's the difference. Hey, if we ever do a live show at some point in the future, I'm going to be the one making these outlandish comments, and he's going to be the one bringing me back to center. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to be the rage baiting asshole, and he's going to be the sensible one.
The live show would be cool.
No, we're gonna do it at some point, but go ahead, continue, please.
Yeah, you can't keep spending money on pussy because I'm gonna keep talking figuratively because that's what makes the most sense. That's what gets a lot of laughs. You can't keep spending your money on pussy because pussy is like fruit from Walmart. Pussy is going to expire fast. It's going to run out. You're not just pussy going to run out. Pussy is going to it's
fucking idiots.
And being what it is, it's always going to be presented to you. That's what I mean by it's going to run out. I mean, your opportunity to be able to have it is always going to be finite. You know what I mean? Depending on how much you're willing to pay for it.
Right.
Or how much you're willing to, rather, invest in it to make sure that you can have it long term, as often as you would desire.
Which actually goes into a new part of this conversation I want to talk about is what happens post initial phase of a relationship where oftentimes people feel indifferent and bored towards each other, where going back to what you were saying about the investment is when men have to do something which is like a dreaded word that they hate is romance. One of the things that men hate doing, and I think it's partly because they just simply don't know how to do it, is they don't really know how to romance a woman. And one of the things that I want to mention too is that, our little friend that is cynical and indifferent about women to some extent, he basically said that well, why the fuck do I have to be the one to do the investment and do the pushing and do the initiation and do the romancing, this, that, and this, doing all this work and not necessarily getting anything in return? Because that's just the nature of the game, bro. Because they are the ones who are receiving, especially when we talk about sex from a physical standpoint. you're the one that has to initiate stuff because you're the one doing the actual.
You thing. Like this,
so you need to. In a way, I don't want to say this word, but it's the only thing I can think of. You need to incentivize her to want to agree to that, which means you need to romance her. Because the reality of it is that when you're first talking to a new person that you're in a relationship with, everything is hot and spicy, and everything is amazing and beautiful. You're making, beautiful sex, having great sex, whatever the fuck it is. Nigga, after about a year, or probably after you see your partner take a shit for the first time, that shit dies. Yeah. And then you gotta rekindle. You have to relight a new candle and try and bring back the spark. Like you can't relight a new candle because it ran out of wax. You have to create a new candle. Yeah. So you have to bring in romance, and that's what women want in relationships after at least a year and a half, because that's usually when you get comfortable with them. You see your girlfriend in a fucking avocado mask and rollers and all kinds of other bullshit. It's like the sexiness is kind of dead.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
or it happens in two ways. I mean, the other way is, as how I would describe it, is like a nigga who plays basketball. He's invested in himself, and now he has all this money, and bitches just want to fuck him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's not necessarily paying money for the pussy no more. I mean, it's just really coming to him.
Well, it's coming to him because of the money, though.
I understand, because of the investment that he made in himself.
And the thing, and the thing is that a lot of basketball players end up paying for it anyway because they get girls pregnant without the public knowing.
I understand.
So they end up paying a price tag anyway. So regardless, I still win.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not saying that you win, whether you win or not. I mean, that's just one of the outcomes of this, and baby. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you know, happens like that.
And going on to your point about,
we like this, so we pay, we do a lot.
Exactly. And the thing is, David, like going back to what you said before about investing in himself, that actually goes back to a quote that I think I don't know if I wrote this or I heard someone say it. It's the difference between attracting women and pursuing them is the difference between catching a fish with your bare hands and building a butterfly garden. You know that?
Say that again.
There's a difference between attracting women and chasing women, and the difference is basically the difference between trying to catch a fish with your bare hands or building a butterfly garden. Now let me explain what I mean by that.
Yeah, no, I already got it. Well, can
I explain it to the audience, please?
Sure, absolutely.
So basically, the difference between catching a fish with your bare hands and building a butterfly garden is this: if you go to a lake or a body of water, you try catching a fish, you can't catch it with your own fucking hands because it's not gonna want to be caught. And it's gonna swim fast away from you if you try grabbing it, and also you won't be able to grip it if you do catch it because it has a slime coating on it. Yeah, it's got a slime coating on it that protects itself, right? But building a butterfly garden is very different. You have to spend time and money and investing in yourself and in your environment or in your backyard, building a butterfly garden, getting all the right ingredients and right structure that you need. But the thing is, once you build it, you'll have endless amounts of butterflies at your disposal, or you will have an infinite number of options that you can pick from. Exactly. That's what separates guys who succeed with women and guys who lose, because most men are trying to grab something as opposed to trying to build something that draws their attention in. It's the same thing with building a business. Your job is not to force someone or try to push a product down someone's throat and whatever the fuck and some other bullshit like that. Your job is to build something that makes them say, yo, I want to be a part of that. That shit looks cool. I want to be a part of that business. I want to be a part of that team. I want to be a part of that structure. It's the same thing with like sports teams. When sports teams gain popularity, people are like, yo, I want to be a fan of that team. This team is winning. This team is making money. This team is popular. They have a good brand identity. They have a good story. I want to be involved in it. So your job as a man at the end of the day is to create a life that makes a woman say, I want to be a part of that. And not only do I want to be a part of it, I want to give this man children so that they can also be a part of it as well. It's not about implementing these, Handmaid's Tale draconian measures of turning women into baby factories and forcing them to have children. It's your job as a man to make yourself fuckable.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, I know you do because you're smart, but
I understand.
Niggas don't.
Yeah, it's such a simplified way of talking about a specific nature of what we do as humans, because there's so many other things that become attached to that. Like we're talking about other things of value and the longevity of a relationship for me, or if we're just talking about you know, getting some.
Go ahead.
Getting some pussy.
David, speak a little louder, bro.
Getting some pussy.
Okay.
You know.
It's like dating really, if you really think about it fundamentally, dating is not really that difficult. It's just unfortunately we have stupid people telling people what they should do, and it's not working. Like if you really think about it, dating is actually not really that hard.
We've been here.
Social media has just told people dumbass shit, and they're just living through that lens now.
We've been hearing a lot of things about like invest in yourself and like we have to look at the greater impact of what that investment in me is going to do or provide for somebody else, you know. And I don't think they talk about that enough when they talk about investing in yourself. I mean, just investing in yourself just so you can get some pussy is weak sauce type shit.
You want to elaborate on that?
When we're talking about investing in yourself, I mean, just so you can be fuckable, yeah. I mean, but now we're talking about the longevity in oneself. I mean, I'm investing in myself in order to do what exactly? To create more legacy. You know?
You see, this is where we get into the story concept of human beings and why we need stories. I don't really follow that shit.
No, I understand.
Personally, so like the legacy nonsense, like I don't really take it super seriously. But I get it, but I don't take it that seriously.
That's ahead of the future. But in the shorter, more present term, I would just say like stories. I mean, that's why we fuck, because we like it. I mean, because we can say that we did it. Type shit. Not just because we're trying to make babies. People don't want to fuck just because we want to make babies.
People want to fuck because they want to wet their whistle.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Damien, just on a random side note, it really be crazy that, like, you know when you're a kid and you hear adults talking like this, and now that we're older, now we're talking like this because we understand it now.
I can understand why they were saying,
you know how amusing that is?
Because grown folk is talking.
No, just like a random side note that, like, now that we're older, because then what makes it even more awkward is that now our parents are older, but we're older as well. So when they hear us talking like that, they're like my baby's talking like this now. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, no,
like, my son is saying pussy. Like, what the fuck, nigga?
Pussy.
Like, you were you were 5 years old and I was watching your ass. Like how are you talking like this now?
I know, it's crazy, right?
It's a little awkward.
Being a kid and I think somebody was singing a song on American Idol, and it had the word hell in it, whatever. And my mom, me and my family, we love American Idol, so we was always watching it on TV.
Corny ass nigga.
That's what my family was, man. We just love American Idol.
You a cornball.
They love watching American Idol, man.
That's some corny ass shit.
So we would always watch it or whatever, and I'm in there watching it so I can tell my mom what's going on in the kitchen because she's making dinner, whatever. So I'll go in there and I'm watching, then I'll go back in the thing and I'll tell her what happened, whatever. So one of them sings the song. I forget if the title had hell in it or if somebody said hell or whatever. But I came back into the kitchen and I was telling my mom, I was like, yeah, they were saying, such and such, and I was like, I didn't want to say heck either, you know, because I feel like that was almost a cuss. But she was like, what? And I was like, they said a bad word. And she was like, well, which one? And I was like, well, they said hell. You know, so that was it, you know.
Did your mom freak out?
Nah, she didn't really freak out. She
yeah.
Like,
how much time we got left?
We're just under an hour. We're running into the last couple seconds before it hits the hour.
You got anything else to say?
To wrap it up today, man, honestly,
yeah.
we talk about the price tag for pussy, about the investment in pussy for me. But we never talk too much about obviously for reproductive reasons, but why? And it's because we enjoy it so much, and I think that's a great thing, but not the peak of what we could be doing with our investments, I'll say.
Well, I
could be enjoying.
I agree with you, Davian, but I don't think it necessarily just needs. It doesn't have to just be investing just to get some box.
And I'll say
it's also about life investment.
I understand, and I think the more that you invest within other things, especially within yourself, you'll come to enjoy the pussy even more. That's what I'll end up on. What do you got, Randall?
You said it. Invest in your life more, and the more opportunities to get laid will come to you guys. I know in our culture we're very demoralized right now for men, but don't give up, guys. Just invest in yourself and become the best version of yourself, and I promise you, women will want to sleep with you.
Did we just become
and they'll want to date you.
Huh? You just become a red pill.
No. No, because red pill guys are misogynistic, and they don't view women as actual people. They just view them literally as just vessels of sex and reproduction. We don't do that. Bro, seriously, dude, I have sisters, bro. I don't want my sisters dating guys that think like that. Because I don't think like that. The fuck?
Yeah.
My sisters are independent. My sisters can do what they want, and they can think for themselves. They both have college degrees, so they're not dumb. They know their shit.
Yeah. Maybe.
And I don't want my sisters being held by their neck by a guy who's this so-called red pill alpha male who's going to tell them what to do. Fuck that.
Absolutely.
You guys are going to work together as a team. And if you don't, I'm going to beat your ass.
And maybe next time we'll talk about the kind of attention that women should be paying to these niggas who might get their ass beat by Randall. But until then, it's the Unpopular Podcast as well as cameraman in the building, Randall in the building. We'll see y'all next time.